I came across this story, and what struck me immediately was how carefully the narrator constructed it, layering small details that at first seem isolated but eventually reveal a pattern we can't ignore. This is a story about boundaries, about what happens when trust erodes piece by piece. Let me share it with you. Our narrator is a 20-year-old woman living at home with her parents and her 12-year-old sister. The family is, by most measures, comfortable. Her parents are wealthy, but they parent with strict expectations. Rewards are earned, not given freely. Good grades bring privileges. Poor grades do not. The younger sister, let's call her Maya, pulled C's this year. She asked for an iPhone. The answer was no. But Maya has something else driving her. She's surrounded by friends with expensive things, and she spends her time watching beauty bloggers and YouTubers, people who build entire identities around the things they own. She wants what they have. She wants to keep up. And so, early in the year, around September or October, our narrator begins noticing that her makeup is going missing. Not all at once, just pieces. Cult classics, the kind of products that beauty influencers rave about. She also notices her shoes disappearing. She and Maya wear the same size, so she does what any rational person might do when they suspect something but aren't sure. She sets up a camera. She goes to work one evening, comes home, and reviews the footage. And there it is, Maya entering her room, sitting down at her vanity, taking items from her drawers, using her makeup. Now the narrator's response here is worth noting. She doesn't explode. She doesn't demand an apology or punish Maya herself. Instead, she distashes, gives Maya some of the makeup she never used. For Maya's birthday, she and her older sister pool their money and buy her a Sephora gift card. They think, maybe if we give her access to these things, she'll stop taking what isn't hers. And for a while, it seems to work. The narrator keeps recording for about a month. Maya only enters the room to fetch the dog, nothing suspicious, nothing missing. But then new things start appearing. Packages from Amazon, Sims games, a Netflix account. The narrator asks where all of this is coming from. Maya says she's been winning contests. The narrator doesn't believe her, but she drops it. Then, one Thursday, everything on the family's desktop computer is wiped. The system recovery files show a reset at 11:30 in the morning. The narrator and her mother discover the loss that evening. The narrator had seen Maya on the computer before leaving for work that day. They know she did something, but once again, Maya refuses to answer. And then the credit card bill arrives. The narrator expects her usual charges, $78 for a yoga pass, $10 for something from eBay, but the total is absurdly high. At first, she thinks her card information has been stolen. But then she looks closer. Origin Canada, Netflix, Amazon, one eBay purchase. All online, all matching things Maya now has, $700. This is the moment where the narrative shifts, because now it's not just about makeup or shoes or even a wiped computer. This is theft. This is fraud, and the narrator is left trying to figure out what to do next. She has the money to pay down the card, but she doesn't want to. She wants to recoup the losses. But how do you get a refund on a Netflix subscription your 12-year-old sister signed up for without your knowledge? You can't. She cancels the card, and then she sits with the weight of what comes next. Her parents are strict. If she tells them, they will lose it on Maya. But the narrator is starting to believe this isn't just about wanting things anymore. This feels like a pattern, something deeper, something that won't resolve itself. In the comments, someone tells her plainly, you need to tell your parents. If they lose it on her, it's because she needs to learn now that money doesn't grow on trees and that she is, essentially, an entitled thief. You're not going to get through to her. And the narrator agrees. She admits she doesn't want Maya to become one of those people she used to deal with in retail, the ones who believe the world owes them something simply because they want it. But here's where the story reveals another layer. Her parents are in their 60s now. Her father babies Maya. They don't want to deal with discipline anymore. So the narrator and her older sister have become pseudo-parents. They've been trying to manage this on their own. But she realizes now she has to let Maya be their problem. Because this is beyond what a sister can fix. That same day, she posts in a legal advice forum. She asks, if I report this as fraudulent, Will it trigger a criminal investigation against my 12-year-old sister? And this is where the story leaves us, because the narrator is caught between two impossible choices. She can absorb the loss, pay the $700, and enable a pattern that will only grow worse. Or she can report it, protect herself financially, and risk her sister facing legal consequences at 12 years old. Notice how this story forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. What do we owe the people who hurt us when they're still children? When does protecting someone become enabling them? And when does holding them accountable become cruelty? The beauty of this narrative is that it doesn't offer easy answers. It sits with the tension. It honors the complexity of a situation where love and frustration and responsibility all tangle together in ways that feel impossible to untangle. Because Maya is 12. She's old enough to know better, but young enough that we want to believe she can still learn. She's influenced by a culture that equates worth with possessions, and she's being raised in a home where love feels conditional, where rewards come only when you perform well enough to earn them. And yet, none of that excuses what she did. None of that erases the violation of trust, the theft, the refusal to take responsibility. The narrator set up boundaries. She tried to meet Maya's needs. She gave her makeup. She bought her a gift card. She gave her chances. And Maya used every single one of those chances to take more. This is the kind of story that stays with you, not because it offers resolution, but because it mirrors something we've all faced in one form or another. The moment when you realize that being kind isn't enough, that setting boundaries isn't enough, that sometimes the people you love need consequences you don't want to give them. And that's the lesson here. Not that Maya is irredeemable, not that the narrator failed, but that some problems can't be solved with patience alone. Some problems require intervention. And sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for someone is to stop protecting them from the weight of their own choices. Stories like this remind us why we tell them in the first place, because they honor the complexity of being human, because they show us that love doesn't always look like softness. Sometimes it looks like drawing a line. Sometimes it looks like saying, "I can't fix this for you anymore." If you've ever been in a position where you had to choose between protecting someone and protecting yourself, drop a comment. I'd love to hear how you navigated it. And if this story resonated with you, if it made you think about boundaries, about family, about the cost of enabling, hit that like button and subscribe. Because every week, I bring you stories that ask hard questions and refuse to look away from the answers. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one. Title Suggestions Primary. My 12-year-old sister stole my credit card and spent $700. Now I have to make an impossible choice. Alt 1. She stole $700 from me, but reporting her means turning in my own sister. Alt 2. My little sister committed credit card fraud, and I don't know what to do. Alt 3. $700 in fraudulent charges, and the thief is my 12-year-old sister.